Today I'm going to show you how to do this Doppler Tremolo Whoosh effect. We're going to be doing this in Reaper today, but you can do this in any DAW, and you don't necessarily have to use the plugins that I'm using. Okay, let's start out by just bringing in some kind of sustained sample. First, we're gonna give it like a tremolo that changes over time, and to add to the Doppler effect, I'm going to slow down that tremolo. So the tremolo plugin I'm going to use is by Melda, and it's free. So if you do M tremolo, it's part of their free plugins pack, and I'm going to turn the depth up to start with. And then I'm going to play with the rate as we go along. So I'm going to open up the automation lane here. And then let's just start out. What did I do? Let's just start out by doing this fade here and see what happens. Starting up at the top. Keep it going fast. And so like the Doppler effect, we're going to assume that this little marker here is like where we are, because the Doppler effect is like when it gets to you, like the car, for instance, it's like kind of like the same pitch until like it goes past you, and then it does the so we're gonna try to stick with that. And it doesn't necessarily have to be super accurate. I'm going to go ahead and burn that in. And then we're going to add, so there's a couple of different ways you can do this. You can add a pitch shifter or a frequency shifter. I'm going to start by just doing a transpose on the clip itself. The other way that you could do this, especially with like atonal samples, is you could use a frequency shifter, and I'm going to use the one from, I think actually Melda has one, but I'm going to use the one from Kilohertz, and we're going to start here at 0, and then we're going to just drop it a little bit and see what happens. Frequency shifters are really good for like drums, atonal stuff. With tonal stuff, it adds more of like a, what I would call like a phaser sort of sound to it. Yeah, so I actually like this version. I'm gonna go ahead and bake that into. I keep saying bake it in and burn it in, whatever. I'm bouncing it in place, rendering it in place. So next, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to shorten up the beginning of this because I think it takes too long to get where it's going. So we're just gonna do this. And then we're going to add a filter to it. Let's actually use Volcano. Sounds fun, right? So we're gonna add, what we're gonna do is we're gonna add like a low pass filter, and we're gonna start down here. And so let's go ahead and automate this so that it kind of opens up to the peak. And then, and actually I have a function or like an action in Reaper that creates a peak offset, so that I can kind of find like the loudest point, like where the peak is. And then I'm going to bring that filter back down like this. All right, so it needs to start a little bit lower. Yeah, cool. I like that. I'm also going to automate the drive. So we're going to start at 0, and then we're going to increase it as we go. Actually, I'll show you this. This is a little trick. In Reaper, if you like click or use something, then you go to this parameter button, and then you do parameter modulation MIDI link. Okay, now I'm going to associate an LFO, or I can associate an LFO or link an LFO to the drive or whatever right here it says link for filter 1 drive. Instead of an LFO, I'm going to use the audio control signal, and we're going to do 1 and 2. That's the stereo channel, and then see what happens. So first off, we want to set it to where it starts at 0, about 0 right there. Okay, and then we're going to set the minimum and max volume to where it gets to where we want it to be at the top, and then at the bottom as well. Okay, so the max volume is right there. Yeah, and you can see it working over here. Cool, I like that. All right, and I'm gonna change the drive type. It's gentle right now. Let's do hollow. Cool, I like that. And then let's add a little bit of a peak on this. Too much. I kind of like that better. Okay, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something or was inspired in some way. The beauty of sound design is that it's kind of endless, so you just keep layering and adding effects and playing around and experimenting until you come up with something that you feel is like truly unique and what you want. I honestly don't think there's a right or wrong way. Don't forget to like and subscribe, leave a comment so I know you're not a bot. Links to Discord and Patreon are in the description, and I'll see you in the next one.